Welcome back to Kamoshida's palace in Persona 5 Royal. It's time to keep investigating the castle and find the treasure. Let's move.
Alright, let's go.
Last time we got the tutorials for both the Velvet Room and also Baton Pass, and also, unintentionally, a tutorial for the hostage negotiation mechanic.
I can feel it.
Oh yeah, some barrels have stuff in them that you can steal, but that one did not. Uh-oh. Well, that's what happens if an enemy notices you, and that's what happens if you get ambushed. Okay. Thankfully, getting ambushed by pixies is not really much of a big deal. But yeah, I explained how this worked in that one kind of forced encounter. Unable to escape and the enemy gets a preemptive attack, but in Royal you start your turn guarding, so it's generally not as much of a death sentence. However, it's just pixies, so yeah. Something to also note that the game doesn't really tell you, you can't baton pass while surrounded either.
Cool, Joker.
Serves you right.
But if you do a hold up, I believe, yeah, you're considered no longer surrounded now, and in fact can baton pass. Not that it's really going to do you much good at this situation. Just kind of wanted to show that.
We're done here. Let's go. A spectacular victory.
It's pretty self-evident, but I love the victory screens in this game. And I love how they pretty much seamlessly transition back into the exploration. It's just pretty awesome in general.
Don't fall behind.
Okay, so yeah, here, if we use Third Eye, and get up here and grab an item from that barrel. Always look for things that you can climb up like that. Now, would you please turn around? Come on, you can turn around. There we go. There we go. Now you can die.
We're done here. Let's go. Nice work, team.
With this power. Okay.
I like Joker's comments on his level up screens too. Yeah, so right here, I was actually expecting us to get a completely different tutorial, but I think that's coming up soon. Okay, yeah, bigger burst mitt was probably Bicorn. I don't really care.
That was incredible, Skull.
Probably could have tried to show Ryuji's finisher there, but we'll get plenty of opportunities to show that later on.
Didn't even break a sweat.
Sometimes there's something to steal in those bookcases. Okay, new territory.
I have something.
Yeah, sometimes there are things down there. Aha, there was something right there. Holy helmet. Yeah, apparently there was actually like a time when Australia tried to when a country tried to punch a hole in their currency and call it the holy dollar. Okay.
Damn it.
This is exactly that tutorial I was saying was coming up. This is one of those things that my muscle memory is just so ingrained in it that I miss having it for the first few days of a new playthrough.
Listen up.
And technically you get the tutorial on this in the flash forward opening.
Still.
No, it's a very cinematic video game, and in a sense it kind of might as well be.
Now, let's carry out our plan.
So yeah, you can hide behind. The game is actually incredibly generous about what you can hide behind. Almost any corner will work. You'll see it with an X mark, and you can also see them if you use Third Eye. And as long as you're still hiding in cover, even if an enemy is right on top of you, they will never see you. And also you can dash between hiding spots. And if there's an enemy, you can also dash to it for a guaranteed ambush. And yeah, if an enemy's already chasing you, there's some interesting ways the gameplay changes if an enemy is chasing you. But yeah, we can do this, this.
Show me your true form.
And bet you didn't see that coming.
Alright, the first move is on.
Do it.
It's not over yet. Zoro, show your might.
Oh, hey, okay, got a trophy for that. I was thinking of, that I was gonna cut out this battle, and then, that happened.
The baton is yours.
Okay, now if the Bicorn doesn't straight up die to this, I may be able to show Ryuji's all-out attack finisher here. I probably should show negotiating for items soon, because we're mostly facing shadows that we've already recruited, so, not a whole lot more to see there, but yep, that's Ryuji's finisher. Frickin' boring, I think is what it says. And we know Morgana's not going to learn anything new until level 11, so yeah.
Whoa, Oh, damn.
So yeah, from now on, we're going to be doing a lot of this. Now, this is actually something that I kind of rushed through this tutorial in most of my early playthroughs, never really noticed this. You can look around, and you can change direction, and also you can go straight to a treasure chest by targeting it, but you can also use the D-pad to actually switch between targeting an enemy and targeting cover. That can be useful when strong enemies are around, and you don't really want to rush into a fight with one. Okay, that thing's just a yellow enemy, I can ambush it.
Show me your true form.
Yeah, if you see a red enemy, it's above your level, and they're usually a pain to deal with at this point.
Now's our chance to strike. Go! Took one out. All right.
Do it.
It's not over yet. Even first. You got your weakness, Panther.
I don't know if I mentioned this before, but now that we've unlocked Baton Pass, one of my favorite ways to get through battles in the early game without spending much SP is one knockdown from like the first party member, then Baton Pass, and then unload guns. Guns are very strong after a Baton Pass. Ah, this room.
Joker.
I have a funny story about this room. Yeah, I've been looking forward to getting to this part.
How suspicious.
So this is our first dungeon puzzle, and I guess now I can finally address the elephant in the room. Unlike Persona 3 and 4, where dungeons were randomized, dungeons are entirely fixed in Persona 5. Dungeons also slightly changed, though, in their layout in Royal. So if you played the original, Royal has some completely new dungeon content in it, and I really like that. So yeah, third eye is usually pretty important to figuring out puzzles. Let's steal that first, but if we look with third eye here, we can notice that that thing is highlighted there, but we also have some footsteps highlighted. So, logic dictates that we should follow these footsteps and see where they lead.
Joker.
Yeah, there's technically nothing stopping us from going out that door except, well, Morgana. But yeah, the footsteps lead all the way here. However, the footsteps went to the this ram first, so let's pull this one. Nothing, but if we keep following the footsteps, here is another ram.
Whoa.
We even get an almost Zelda-style puzzle solve jingle, I love that. So, okay, I just want to say this here, I normally don't like doing this because I really don't like to disparage or make fun of other YouTubers, but in this one case, I'm going to make an exception and just say that I had no idea what happened if you failed this puzzle until I saw Darkside Phil playing this. I'll just leave it at that. But these dungeons being fully fixed means that they have maps. Also, there is a naked woman silhouette on that map. I just realized that, and that is disgusting, considering who we're dealing with.
Now then.
So yeah, look at that. The dungeons are also very, very big. And they are definitely designed with the idea that you will just do them gradually over the course of a few days. But I'm going to be going through this whole thing in one day, and that's going to be quite the effort.
Wanna get going?
Also, this map is incomplete, so we'll need to find another map eventually. The maps are pretty much fixed in terms of their location. In fact, they're always fixed in terms of locations. But anyway, so here we can toggle through the different sections of this map. There's actually not a whole lot that this one really reveals, apart from a whole lot of rooms there and some more rooms there. And down here are the places we've already been through. Oh, there's an entire hallway in the underground prison that we never actually went to, though. Maybe I should try seeing if I can get there from that safe room. It's probably nothing of particular consequence, but it's worth noting. There we go, there, and ambush. No need to worry about this guy seeing us at all. This is in part why I feel like the security meter really isn't much of a threat in any way.
The first move is off. Joker took one out. All right.
So yeah, baton pass to Arn,
Well, I'll handle this. Pass the baton.
machine gun everything, and because there was a pixie present, we didn't even need to use any SP there with Joker. Yeah, most enemies are pretty easy to ambush. However, that makes, this is jumping the gun a little bit, but I mentioned, in Arsene's bio that there are some skills that can only be used while you're surrounded. If you ambush an enemy, the enemy counts as being surrounded, and that means that if they have surrounded-only skills, those will be able to work.
Alright, the first move is ours.
Persona.
This move should work.
Some other way.
Persona! Zoro, show your might! Get up!
I got this.
Power it up from the baton pass. 2 foes left. Let's do this.
Counting on you.
Pass it on to the second person. Nice work.
Oh, I forgot how much I love Takeover. I didn't mention that I love Takeover in an earlier part, but it's just nice being able to hear it most of the time now.
Okay. Focus.
That was easy.
It's actually the inverse of the Persona 4 re-release, because in that game, the new track added in the re-release was used for regular battles, while the original Reach Out to the Truth was used for ambushes, while here it's the opposite. The new theme's used for ambushes, and the original theme is used for regular battles. So, yeah, there's a suspicious room over there that we cannot actually reach at this point. Being a little bigger and more elaborate, these dungeons have a lot of what TV tropes would call doors to before, as in places that you can open up that make it easier to access earlier areas of the game. And if you look closely here at the map, you might notice that there's a yellow opening here. This room actually contains one of these doors to before. Also, this was in like the very first trailers. I love seeing this then. So I guess now's a good time to mention that if you are dashing, okay, I should be, sometimes you automatically jump if you're dashing, but I guess it didn't do it then. You can also hold down the X button to do multiple jumps if you need to. But see here, this is something that I often forget, but this window,
Whoa.
that takes us back to the castle entrance. And now we can jump up to get here at any time. In fact, while we're here, may as well save. And hey, I've exhausted all of my save slots already. Let me just see what personas I have on hand. Nope, now is not a great time to visit the Velvet Room. I mean, we are on level 6, which actually does let us fuse a couple more things, but yeah, I'm not sure if I'm really going to need that right now. Might want to grab a few more fodder personas before I do anything. But yeah, we still can't get down into the main hallway, and oh, look there, there's something we're not supposed to be encountering for a while. Not only is that shadow red, but it also has a red aura around it.
A safe room might be close by, Joker.
That is explained later.
Why don't we look for it?
But firstly, we'll be able to use our first lockpick here. I don't think I have enough lockpicks right now to get all of the locked chests in this dungeon, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to pick and choose. But yeah, I've got 2 of these. I think there's 3 of them. Unfortunately, I lost my original notes when my hard drive died, so I originally noted down all of them. But here we get the Night Watch armor. So let's see who should equip that. Usually I give Joker priority for armor because if he goes down, it's an immediate game over. Resist sleep, more than double our current defense. Yeah, he's taking that. And let's just get this safe room.
Hey, we can use this place.
Save room, safe room, I keep mixing that up, but yeah, now we can quick travel here. And also save, and let's go ahead and talk to the party. As I said, I want to do this with every safe room.
Hey.
Because the conversation's usually a little different for each one. Yeah, see, they comment on things that you've done, and you can easily miss these if you reach the next safe room without doing a conversation. I get the feeling that jumping across chandeliers would actually be incredibly noisy if you tried that in real life.
What are your thoughts?
So yeah, they're saying that there's still quite a bit of this palace left to go, but I've made it this far without using a ton of SP. I just saved like a few minutes ago, but may as well do it again. 2 minutes ago, according to that, though,
Okay,
you know,
let's get back.
in-game timer is not always entirely accurate to real time, as a lot of speedruns say. And that's funny, I was actually just talking about that. But yeah, this is your official tutorial on enemy strength. based on the color of the enemy. So they go red, yellow, blue, but if they're much weaker than you, they're green. And if they're green, that means that if you're at rank 7 with Chariot, Ryuji's insta-kill works.
It's a shadow.
You probably won't end up seeing any green shadows in the first dungeon, though. I think they've got to be, like, over 10 levels lower than you.
Now's our chance.
And, hey, hunting Puss in Boots. We have a new thing we can recruit. So, this thing I'm pretty sure is new to Royal as well. Royal did add a few new personas. So, I do remember that these things... I'm pretty sure they're weak to wind. They are.
It's almost scary how good I am.
And let's hit the second one too.
It's almost scary how good
Okay,
I am.
they are upbeat, so they like playful / joking answers. Also, these ones have the child personality type in terms of voices, so they're gonna say some interesting things. Domestic violins. See, I believe this would be considered a kind answer, but they're upbeat, so... Which of these would be considered joking or playful? I kind of want to try this one. Oh, actually, they do like that. That reminds me of in Monkey Island, Guybrush getting Guybrush Q 3 points mail, which is always a running gag. Okay, so what was the letter in the mail? Love letter, threat letter, a coupon. That's probably not true. I kind of wonder if this works. Hey! So yeah, this is, okay, so the funny thing is, I've been playing Devil Survivor recently, and, through voice acting, I know that this is pronounced Ketchy, which I think is funny for reasons that, I can't talk about yet. But if you've already played this game, you'll know why I think it being pronounced like Ketchy is funny.
Joker?
It's Scottish, and it's honestly, Ketchy is probably wrong, but, it's actually in spoken dialogue in that game. So let's go ahead and check out our new Ketchy. Magician, unfortunately, which means we never need it for our Confidant bonuses. Argy, Cleave, and Tarukaja, not bad. Also, Resist Sleep. Also, yeah, if you've played Final Fantasy VII, you'll also know of a character with that name. I think in one of the adaptations he's spoken a ridiculous Scottish accent, and that's also new. Troublesome Housemaid. Although, you will already know this is Silky if you have been in the Velvet Room. Now, if I'm remembering right, I think this thing is weak to fire. It is! There we go.
That was incredible.
I think it's an ice user too, so maybe equipping Pyro Jack is not... did it, dang it. I had a feeling I did that at least once, but yeah, Jack-o'-lantern. Also, your hair looks very two-dimensional. This game actually was the first time, like, many people got to see the classic Shin Megami Tensei demons in HD 3D designs. Boorish treatment. What are you? Gloomy. Okay, so you'd like a vague answer. That sounds kind of mean. That would take a while, there's no need to explain. How about that would take a while? Yeah, that sounded vague enough.
More importantly,
That's a very formal way to ask if you're hitting on her. Fair enough, that is incorrect. What are you talking about? Yeah, I wonder if this is vague enough for her.
I understand.
Yeah, there we go.
Really? I am thou. Thou art I.
So we have Silky, who in Devil Survivor is much higher level than that.
You've got a new mask.
I do like how they kind of shuffled around. Like, they have a lot of the classic early game SMT enemies here, like Pixie and Jack-o'-lantern, but also they've got some things like, again, like Silky's higher level in some games, Ketchy's higher level in other games, and they do fit the theming of the palace. Sadly, we probably all know why Silkies are in Kamoshida's palace. Yeah. Everything in here is pretty much either relates to the castle theme or is related to Kamoshida's depravities. I say that, and this is probably going to be incubuses. No, it's not. It's also something new.
Now's our chance to strike.
Apprentice in a jug, and okay, this thing is something I need because it's Chariot Arcana, and I need that, of course, for Ryuji's Confidant. Yeah, I had a feeling that they resisted gun. For some reason, I could just remember that. Now, I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive these things are weak to electricity. I kind of have a lot of the weaknesses of the early enemies memorized. I don't even have, like, a full set of notes for them. And there's actually a... Oh, no, they are resistant to that, right. What are they weak to again? Are they weak to wind again? Yeah, they use electricity.
I don't see a weak spot.
So, I'm presuming possibly wind, then? I mean, I could... this is a bit of a waste of SP, but I could try this and just show how overpowered ailments are. Because with that thing is going to take technical damage from everything. It was wind. A lot of things are weak to Morgana at this point. Which
It's a little scary how good I am.
means you get to hear him say that over and over and over and over again.
Witness my fall.
Of course, weakness overrides technical. Timid. Okay, yeah, this thing would like kind dances. Oh, of course. This question again. Okay, then. Maybe this works for... No, yeah. Doesn't like that one. But at least it's the second one that matters. Because I wasn't a good kid. Yes, no, it has nothing to do with... I'm guessing it has nothing to do with this is considered vague. So how about no? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I failed the first question, but I got the second and it still counts. The first one I don't think really influences anything, it's just for practice. But yeah, now we know this is a Garfion. Which I feel like was Magician in at least one other game. It seems like it would be a Magician persona. Unfortunately, we're now full in terms of stock, and this is a problem. We need to get rid of something if we want to keep a Garfion. The thing is, though, that I can actually make a better Garfion through fusion quite easily, so... Maybe I should actually drop a Garfion. I need to keep Mandrake. I kind of want... Oh, no, you don't learn Garu until level 6. But Baikon has Taruunda and some decent stats. And you've got some good skills. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to recruit you and then immediately get rid of you. But at least that means that I spared you. And that's kind of enough for me. Okay. So, even though my stock was full there, I still wanted to recruit that thing anyway. And we'll see why once we encounter another set of Agarthions. Now, this room, I am pretty positive is new to Royal. I do not, like, my memories of the original game are a little hazy since I haven't played that since 2017, but I do, like, this room just gives off this vibe of, like, I'm pretty sure this room is new to Royal.
Focus.
But yeah, see this thing right here has a whole lot of footprints underneath it. I mean, it's kind of obvious to tell that it would be the furthest away switch.
Do you think...
Do you think? Yes, it is one of these. A puzzle. And yeah, we are at 0% security, so we can ambush things very easily now.
Do you think...
Even without the aid of being able to hide.
Piece of cake.
And now we can get in here, where things get a little more involved.
Is this...
I mean, you'd expect Kamoshida's dining room to be basically like a prison.
I see.
Gotta get through those bars.
Well,
So, yet more puzzle solving. But there aren't really any enemies around here to interrupt. This thing here has no blue footprints around it, so obviously it would be a wrong choice. I'm actually not sure at all what happens if you fail this one. But yeah, this is one of those open one door, another closes puzzles. They're kind of a classic thing. I remember there was like a... it was in a game that I played as a kid called Dr. Brain. I forget if this kind of puzzle was referred to as Affinity Network or Toggle Network. No, I don't quite think it's that. Yeah, so here, if I press this one... Toggle Network, I remember, was the kind of puzzle where there's 3 switches in a row, and when you pull one switch, it also, and like each switch is linked to other switches as well, so like pulling switch 1 might also pull switch 4, and you got to figure out the correct combination of switches to pull.
Focus.
Yeah, that's a pretty classic type of puzzle. Now the question here is, do I pull this before I go through that little thing or after? Because right now it looks like I'm gonna
Feel it.
okay, firstly go through here. Wouldn't be a heist without sneaking through vents very, very loudly. Yeah, and that leads all the way back here. Take that.
I have something.
And also now... Oh, okay, yeah. So I was supposed to pull that at first, yeah. So it was exactly as straightforward as I thought. I was thinking for a second that it was more complicated, but this is the first dungeon. I should not be overthinking the puzzles. I guess now might be a good time to mention the fast forward button. You can actually set the fast forward button so that you have to press it independently every scene, or if you press it once, then you'll always be on fast forward for every scene, and that's great for when you're speedrunning. Which, by the way, I'm pretty sure that like a full speedrun of this game takes like about 14 hours or so. I didn't watch a speedrun of this in preparation for this playthrough because usually speedruns show off some
Treasure chest.
what are the kind of optimal tactics for a lot of fights.
Hey, wait!
That is a sooty piece of armor. You can also get them by negotiation sometimes. And yeah, you can use the laundry to wash them. The problem for us right now is that using the laundry takes time, and it doesn't raise a social stat or contribute to any confidants. So in general, it's not the best use of our time right now. But later on, we'll be able to use the laundry a lot more for reasons. And yeah, now everything is open. So that's incredibly convenient. Yeah, you can even hide behind these pillars. They're very generous with what you can hide behind in this game. So yeah, again, sooty armor, we'll deal with that later. There's something in the game that requires you to wash 10 pieces of sooty armor. I don't know if I'll be able to work on that, like, eventually. Don't like how Morgana's down to about half SP. Yeah, here, let's do this. And yes, we know, Morgana, it is scary how good you are. It's also scary how often you repeat lines.
You're so gorgeous, Panther.
No, just whip it. Actually, Arn using a whip brings me to a good point. So, part of the reason why Arn uses a whip, in addition to her Catwoman inspiration, because I think in a lot of media Catwoman uses a whip too, but part of the reason why Arn uses a whip is because
they were nothing.
There was an early concept for Rise in Persona 4, the Lover's Arcana character from that game, that was, that's an item that can restore SP, by the way, so it's pretty good to get that, that was a blonde, chain-wielding delinquent. And eventually the delinquent concept was used for kanji instead, and they completely changed Rise. I think in a way they kind of changed Rise in response to her Japanese voice actress. They designed the character to be a lot more like her sort of character.
Now's our chance to strike.
And now we know these things are weak to fire, I'm gonna let Arn handle this. I can talk more about her inspiration. So the original character design for Beta Rise was given to the character Ai Ebihara, a minor social link character in Persona 4.
There's a holdup.
I want the experience right now, not items.
This'll
But the entire concept of that blonde chain-wielding delinquent was kind of reused for Arn in a way. I mean, Arn isn't exactly a delinquent, and she uses a whip, not a chain, but it's kind of similar.
We're too weak to...
Come on, man.
Also, yet more classic first dungeon puzzles. This door is locked, so we have to find another way to get through it. We're basically in the wine cellar at the moment. Probably should not be drinking the wine here at all. It's probably incredibly awful. Also, yeah, wouldn't be an air vent without that obligatory trope coming up.
Nice. Okay, let's go.
If you've got a cutscene before a scripted battle, you know what that means. It's time for yet another tutorial.
That shadow has...
Show me your true form.
Yeah, you can ambush from above too, which is pretty cool when it happens. I still think though, like, unfortunately, we aren't going to see the coolest example of an ambush until the spin-off / sequel Strikers. But Strikers in one of its dungeons has, in my opinion, the best way to ambush an enemy. It is so amazing. So this thing is surprisingly bulky. And that's because we're getting this tutorial. Sometimes enemies may beg if they're low on health. Yeah, timid shadows are more likely to beg, while irritable shadows won't beg very often. In the vanilla game, the tutorial said irritable shadows never beg, and I don't think that was actually true. This works exactly the same way as normal negotiation, except that if you say lend me your power, you actually recruit them automatically with no negotiation required. Which can be sometimes useful if you really need them as a persona. Okay, well, Jack-o'-lantern is good fodder for Rakunda. So this, honestly, out of these things here, I kind of want to get rid of Tarunda can be nice too, but, yeah, see, at a time like this, it's probably a good idea to go back to the Velvet Room and clear out your persona stock a little bit. Also, I've got Silky. I like Dormina. Yeah, I'll probably, keep you for that. So in this case... Actually, Tarunda is really good for the boss at the end of this dungeon, and for other things in this dungeon. Yeah, I think I'll get rid of Jack-o'-lantern for now. But I'm definitely going to go back to the Velvet Room when I reach the next safe room and, just do some fusing if I can.
Wow.
And finally, we're getting the official tutorial on how shadow personalities work, but I already knew most of it, so I've been giving my own tutorials throughout this. So yeah. Upbeat like jokey answers, dislike serious or vague ones. Timid shadows like kind answers but dislike vague or jokey ones. Irritable shadows like serious answers but dislike vague or kind ones. And gloomy shadows like vague answers but dislike serious or jokey ones. And yeah, it'll tell you their personality there. This was a bit less visible in the original version, I think, and I feel like the negotiation dialogue has been translated better in this version overall, because I seem to remember the answers being a lot harder to figure out in the vanilla game. Now, this I think is actually new to Royal, accessories that have skills attached to them. This means that any party member can be given pretty much like a lot of different skills that you want. We'll be getting a lot of these throughout the game. So here, who wants to have access to wind? Right now that hairpin is doing nothing, so I guess we can give Arn wind. It means that we have someone besides Morgana who can use wind skills. We can also give it to Joker to have access to wind no matter what persona we have, which is pretty cool. And from here, we can do the door to before thing. As I was talking about earlier, we can open this and now we can get through it from this side. Not that that's a hugely useful shortcut, but it's kind of okay to have. And speaking of things new to Royal...
I don't think we're going any further this way.
Should we check somewhere else? Wait, look up there.
What about it? Are we throwing a rope over that and climbing it?
Phantom thieves do things a bit more stylishly than that, and I know just what'll do the trick. Good. Seems like it fits properly. That's just a little something I've been working on in secret.
Something that you apparently didn't have time for in the vanilla game.
The grappling hook lets you zip to hard-to-reach locations in a flash. You'll see what I'm talking about when you test it out. Go ahead, give it a try. Okay.
So, new exploration mechanic in Royal, we can use the grappling hook. To get to a lot of places, some required, some optional. In fact, most of the optional content in this game's dungeons in Royal has to do with the grappling hook. Your left hand will glow blue, yeah, remember that. There's also a sound cue, and also third eye will let you see grappling hook targets.
I have something.
So yeah, we can see this, and you actually have to be looking at the target with the camera in order for it to work. I can't just press L1 here before I actually use the grappling hook, though. I'm gonna yoink from that box. And there we go!
Man, oh man, this is amazing!
This is amazing.
You both said the same thing.
Nice going.
And yeah, well not important thing, but I guess kind of important thing to mention is that the grappling hook actually debuted in Smash Brothers. I mean, Royal was probably pretty far along in development by the time that the grappling hook first appeared. Oh boy, that's a new tutorial we'll be getting into in a moment. Yeah, Royal was pretty far along in development, but the first, Smash was our first taste of the grappling hook. A lot of people wondered why that was Joker's up special in that game, but it was all foreshadowing Royal, which I think had been announced by the time that Joker got announced for Smash. I think actually it was a little later. In fact, it was one of the biggest reasons that made people think that Persona 5 was getting ported to Switch, because Joker was being in Smash Brothers with a new mechanic that was introduced in a re-release that was coming out. There's other things in Royal that actually make me feel like it was almost always designed for a Switch release, but it didn't happen until 2022, and yeah, as of recording, I finally know this. But yeah, I said this before, you want to watch out for the fiery red shadows.
A safe room might be close by.
But first, we've done a lot of things this part, so I think that's enough explaining things for now. I'm gonna call it a part, and I will see you next time. I guess I can talk to these two first.
Hey.
When we think about how to deal with that fiery red shadow.